Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k14 Universe Mode. I am BrendenPlayz. We are continuing on with Draft Week. This week, as you saw on Monday Night Raw, there were some huge drafts that occurred. So if you haven't already, go and check out the previous episode of Universe Mode so you're up to date with exactly what happened. This week, we have the Usos taking on Stardust and Goldust. Of course, Stardust and Goldust now drafted over to Raw. This will be a Raw vs Smackdown match, so a draft pick will be on the line. Fatal 4-way match between 4 Smackdown superstars, no draft pick on the line here. Sandow, Barrett, Swagger, and Rusev. Bit of a #1 contenders match, perhaps. Jericho will face John Cena, because Jericho and Cena, they switch brands. Jericho went from SmackDown to Raw, and Cena went from Raw to SmackDown. A draft pick will be on the line in that one, so let's go have a look. The first match, it's Raw winning. Oh my, the king of SmackDown is now the king of Raw, perhaps. Ryback is going to Raw, and Wade Barrett defeats the other 3 men in the Fatal 4 match. Now it's time for Chris Jericho versus John Cena. I'll talk more about Ryback in a moment, but for now, John Cena is backstage. Let's see what he has to say. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time, the newest member of SmackDown, John Cena. Now, John, you're now here on SmackDown for the first time in Universe Mode. What are your plans? What are your goals to achieve here on SmackDown? My time on Raw is up, and my time here on SmackDown is now. John Cena has arrived to SmackDown, and I'm telling you this. I'm not going to be the John Cena that we've known for the past few months. I'm going to be the John Cena that we knew at the beginning of this series. John Cena, the former WWE champion. Not John Cena, the guy who's lost pay-per-view after pay-per-view, match after match after match. No. Tonight, when I beat Chris Jericho, this is going to be the start of a new beginning for John Cena. John Cena is going to the top. And the World Heavyweight Champion Batista, I've got a little message for you, and everyone else in the back. I am coming for that title, and I will not stop at any lengths until I get it around my waist, because I need that championship. Otherwise, my career is done. My time on SmackDown is now, and you are looking at the next champ. Well, John Cena is fired up. He is confident. He's ready to go here tonight. He's going to take on none other than Chris Jericho, the man who faced The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He tried to win the big one. He tried to conquer the undefeated streak of The Undertaker, but of course, like many others before him, he failed to do so. Jericho unable to win the big one once again in his career, so perhaps being drafted back to Raw. Of course, he was at Raw at the beginning of the series. Now he is back to Raw. This is a good opportunity for Jericho to reinvent himself, get his career back on track, and perhaps be world champion once again here in his career. I mean, he's never been champion, never been a champion at all in Universe Mode. Of course, he was on Raw for quite some time. He couldn't get himself in the main event picture. He just couldn't win the big match to get himself as the #1 contender. And he had that same problem here on SmackDown. He managed to get the championship opportunity at the Royal Rumble. He was destroyed. Then he managed to cheat his way, I guess, to get himself in the Elimination Chamber match. He was destroyed. And then he faced The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He was destroyed. So Chris Jericho not having much luck here on Universe Mode. Whereas this man, perhaps him being drafted to Raw is the change of luck, the change of heart, the change of fortune that he needs. Because John Cena, ever since he lost the WWE Championship, his career has been on a downward spiral. I mean, like he said in his interview, he's been losing match after match after match. Cena needs this victory more so than anything else. Nobody needs this victory more than Cena, and a change to SmackDown. You guys all requested that John Cena, he needs to be drafted. He has to be drafted, otherwise he's done. And Cena just said it himself, he has to win this World Championship or he's done. Because he feels as though, look, my career, I may be going past my prime right now. Look, maybe my time is over. Maybe I'm not as good as I used to be. And I think the doubt in his mind has been caused by the former champion Brock Lesnar. You know, ever since Cena lost at SummerSlam, Cena has not had the confidence. You know, he lost the championship Money in the Bank. He had a rematch against Lesnar at SummerSlam, and Cena was probably confident. Maybe he thought, okay, I had an off night at Money in the Bank. I'll get the belt back at SummerSlam. He was unable to do so. He lost again. So John Cena needs a big victory to get himself back on track, and a few victories here Perhaps we'll see John Cena back in the main event picture at Extreme Rules. Perhaps we'll see him in the world title match at Extreme Rules. Who knows? I feel as though John Cena needs to get there though. I think an opportunity for the championship belt, that's all he'll need, and he'll win that belt back. So, John Cena, I feel as though he's close. I mean, he's teamed up with the Dream Team in recent weeks. He's had a bit of success. You know, another victory on Monday Night Raw. So the wins are coming back to him. And I feel as though him stepping away from the singles division for quite some time now has worked wonders for him. Now he's kind of moving away, moved back to the tag team scene. He competed for Raw. He was unable to do so successfully. He went down to, I guess, the Powerhouse team. He went down to SmackDown. And now he's a part of SmackDown. So will he get some kind of, you know, animosity against him amongst other SmackDown competitors, amongst the general manager Edge, you know, for competing against SmackDown? Perhaps. So John Cena's time here on SmackDown may be off to a rocky start already. Or, you know, let bygones be bygones. We got the #1 draft pick. Who cares now? New beginnings. You're on my brand. Let's have a fresh new beginning. That may be the approach that Edge takes. I'm not exactly sure. So we'll have to find out how Edge is kind of feeling about this change. But obviously, John Cena right now, he feels as though he needs this opportunity. And like I said, a victory over Jericho here, maybe a couple more victories on SmackDown in coming weeks, Edge may just grant him that opportunity. Of course, Cena and Edge have had their battles over the years as well, so very interesting to see how this all pans out. Whereas Chris Jericho, him moving back to Raw, I think is a blessing in disguise. We saw him get traded over to SmackDown a number of months ago. You know, Daniel Bryan was traded for Chris Jericho a few months ago, actually quite some time now. The night after the SummerSlam pay-per-view, we saw Jericho and Bryan be traded over. And, you know, we thought, okay, this is the chance that Jericho needs. And it was. Jericho was getting himself in the main events of SmackDown. He was getting himself in #1 contender matches, but he just couldn't win them. So we saw, you know, Mark Henry and Ryback go above him. And we saw the Big Show go above him. So we saw many other guys just plow through Chris Jericho. And it wasn't until Randy Orton kind of gave Jericho the match at the Royal Rumble as a favor, you know, just a, you know, a bit of a thank you, and just kind of shut Jericho up. And Jericho still lost, still wasn't able to get it done. And then he had to kind of cheat and scam and, you know, ploy his way into the match at Elimination Chamber, and he still couldn't get it done there again. So title matches for Jericho are really not working out well for him at all. So Chris Jericho, he just needs to change the scenery. And I feel as though right now both main event rosters are stacked. And a lot of these guys like Jericho, like Cena, like CM Punk, like Daniel Bryan, like Cesaro, like Del Rio, these guys that are in this main event division but haven't really achieved their best, these guys aren't going to get that opportunity because of the fact that they're just so inconsistent and they're not winning these big matches. They're not winning the vital matches that help them progress towards this main event match. So right now, both these guys in this ring, they need to start winning, and they need to start doing it ASAP. Otherwise, they're going to fall back down the card again here on their new show, and who knows, it could be all over. So right now, we have John Cena's in trouble. Chris Jericho's got him in the walls of Jericho, but Jericho unable to make him tap. Cena finds the ropes. Jericho, hang on. Cena, oh, tosses him up in the air. He picks him up. Oh, we're going to see it. Oh, attitude adjustment. Jericho's down for the count. Referee's going to count it. 1, 2, 3. Cena wins his first match as a SmackDown competitor. John Cena wins in emphatic fashion. What a way he did it. I mean, he lifted Jericho up in the air, he caught him, hit the attitude adjustment, and that was all she wrote. John Cena, he has started his new time here on SmackDown. His reign on SmackDown, he has been a successful start, beating Chris Jericho here on main event. Will John Cena be the next man in the main event division? And not only that, you know, I mean, will John Cena be the next World Heavyweight Champion, I meant to say. Not only that, but right now we're going to see SmackDown get another draft pick, which they desperately need because they're struggling in the draft in terms of the amount of draft picks. So a good sign of respect there from Jericho. That's weird. I haven't seen that one for a while. So let's see who SmackDown drafted. Who's this going to be? Uh-oh. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. The man, the former WWE Champion Brock Lesnar is here on SmackDown. The big announcement that was made at the end of the last video, Brock Lesnar has been drafted to SmackDown. What kind of impact will Brock Lesnar have here on SmackDown? I don't know, but I tell you what, this whole dynamic of Universe Mode has been shaken up. SmackDown has got a new monster in town. So, here on SmackDown, the card is Los Matadors taking on Truth and Consequences. Of course, this match will be for a draft pick as well. The Usos will take on the Wyatt family. Of course, the Wyatt family, they are now part of the SmackDown roster. A lot of you guys asking if they're the tag team champions or anything like that. No, they're not the tag team champions. Cesaro will take on Sheamus. This one will be for a draft pick as well. Both guys, Sheamus, he actually was drafted to the Raw. So Cesaro taking on Sheamus. Cesaro will be representing SmackDown now. Sheamus representing Raw. Six-man Diva Tag Team matchup. That'll be for a draft pick as well. And Wade Barrett will take on Rusev. Lana will be in his corner. We do have Lana. She's been added into the game now. And what about this? Ryback has been drafted over to Raw. So, because of that, Batista and Ryback will go one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship here on SmackDown. Wow. So, first match, it's Raw. Let's see who they got. Dolph Ziggler, what a handy pickup he is. That's a good pickup for Raw. Wyatt family, they knock off the Usos. And Sheamus, and it means Raw. Honestly, can it get any better for Raw? Cesaro, he got beat by Sheamus, but now he's going to join him on Raw. And another pick for Raw. Well, that's a good tag team to pick up to boost up their tag team division. Wade Barrett defeats Rusev one-on-one, and we'll go to the world title match. Hunter, thanks for being here tonight. You know, look, man, I don't know what the hell happened on Monday Night Raw, but you gotta tell me that you have some kind of plan, because I do not want to be here on SmackDown. I am a Raw guy. I am your guy. I am the face of the Authority. And I know Randy Orton got the better of me at WrestleMania, but you give me the opportunity, Extreme Rules, I will kick his ass. I will win that title back for the Authority. You just gotta trust me, Hunter. I don't want to be here on SmackDown. This is not for me. I am a Raw guy. You gotta fix this, Hunter. You gotta fix this now. Brock, you failed the Authority. You lost the championship to our arch nemesis. You lost the title to Orton. You had one task to do, Brock, and you couldn't do it. You failed the Authority. But lucky for you, Brock, there's always a plan B. And now I spoke to the Rated R superstar on the SmackDown General Manager Edge, and he has agreed that Extreme Rules, he's going to let you compete against Randy Orton for the WWE Championship in a no DQ 2 out of 3 falls match. If you win, you stay on Raw, and Orton goes back to SmackDown, but if you lose, you're staying on SmackDown. And I will deal with Orton personally. So Brock, don't let me down again in Extreme Rules, because if you do, this will be the last time that you ever let me down again, because Brock, this little thing between you and I and the Authority, it will be done. Well, that's big news. Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. Book it in at Extreme Rules 2 out of 3 falls match. And of course, it will be no disqualification as well. So, if Randy Orton beats Brock Lesnar, not only will Randy Orton remain the WWE Champion, but Brock Lesnar will have to stay here on Raw, on SmackDown. But if Brock Lesnar defeats Randy Orton will be losing the WWE Championship and going to SmackDown. They're pretty much going to be trading places. So that's a big, big match. 2 out of 3 falls match. I cannot wait for that. We've never seen a 2 out of 3 falls match here on Universe Mode, ever. So that's going to be exciting. Looking forward to that. But for now, I am I am looking forward to this match, man. Batista, the new World Heavyweight Champion. He defeated Ryback at WrestleMania to win that championship belt. And he's here tonight, and he has to defend the title already. The first time ever on Universe Mode we are having a world title match on a Raw or a Smackdown. So this is a rare occasion. So it's the first for everything right now here in Universe Mode. So Ryback, he's leaving. He just got the news that he's being drafted to Raw. So if he wins tonight, he's going to take the world title with him. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Maybe we'll see some kind of trade or something to try and get Ryback back here on SmackDown. Or perhaps we'll see Batista and Ryback go at it at Extreme Rules and hope that Batista can win the belt back for SmackDown. I don't know. But I tell you what, this is a big match. Batista is not only representing himself, but he is representing SmackDown. And Ryback, he was the self-proclaimed King of SmackDown. Well, now, I think we may be looking at the new King of Raw. And here he is. So, we saw Ryback, he took on Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw. He was unable to defeat Brock Lesnar one-on-one. But even though Brock Lesnar defeated Ryback, I don't think that's going to really affect Ryback all that much. Because I think Ryback, you know, he suffered a couple losses throughout his time in Universe Mode. He's bounced back strong. And of course, Ryback was on Raw originally. So another guy, just like Chris Jericho, he's headed back to Raw. So we saw Ryback on Raw at the beginning. Never had any success. Him moving to SmackDown was the best thing that had ever happened to him. But I think now he's established as a main event guy. He's going to have a big impact on Raw. So things are going to be different second time round for Ryback. And I guess it means that Batista, not only will he be keeping Ryback's championship, he's going to get rid of Ryback altogether. So Batista's going to be a happy man, but he's not going to be very happy if Ryback manages to somehow defeat him here tonight on SmackDown and takes his championship away. So I tell you what, SmackDown has really got some big pickups. Even though Raw, they've got more pickups overall, and I'm talking about the draft here, of course. I think SmackDown getting Cena, getting Lesnar, even getting Fandango, you know, some good pickups for SmackDown. So not to really be discouraged at all, in my opinion. So I think right now, SmackDown's sitting pretty. Even though they've lost the likes of Sheamus, Del Rio, Christian, Chris Jericho, Ziggler, Cesaro. Oh man, it's not looking good for SmackDown now I think about it. But, you know, Raw, they just kind of dominated. They just got so many draft picks. It was difficult for SmackDown to really contend with it. But there may be still some picks available for both brands to use. I may be doing a supplemental draft. I think that's the word. Somebody informed me in the last video that was the word I was looking for, supplementary. I may be doing one of those drafts. You know how WWE used to do it online, you know, all the picks that didn't really matter or didn't make the cut, didn't make the show. I may post them up on my website. I don't know if I'm going to do any more picks yet. If you guys want to see a few more draft picks being made, then let me know and I'll do some more picks and we'll switch it up just a little bit more because I wouldn't mind kind of making some of these guys that aren't getting an opportunity on Raw go to SmackDown, perhaps they'll get an opportunity, and vice versa. So, as well as that, I want to kind of make sure the tag team division is all kind of freshened up as well. So I'll have a bit of a look at that. So we'll see how we go. If you guys want to see some more draft picks, let me know. And let me know in the comment section down below who won the draft, Raw or SmackDown. I think now that I think about it, probably Raw, because they got some big names coming over. But I still feel as though that SmackDown's sitting pretty good. You know, not to be kind of too worried about it, in my opinion. If I was SmackDown, I wouldn't be too concerned. I think things are looking good. And they already had a lot of these guys. I mean, Sheamus, Del Rio, Cesaro, these guys were really all doing kind of nothing, man. They were kind of struggling here on SmackDown. They just weren't getting the opportunity that they deserve. So now that they can go to Raw and they can try their luck over there. But now Raw's kind of really stacked as well. So it's going to be tough times to kind of get a break anywhere on these shows at the top levels. So it's going to be difficult no matter which show you appear on. So I think a guy like Ziggler going to Raw could really benefit him as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes. I mean, he tried to get the Intercontinental Championship here on SmackDown, was unsuccessful. Perhaps he'll get himself back in the world title picture in the future. So a guy like Ziggler could really use the change. Del Rio as well. Cesaro, I felt as though he wouldn't have minded staying here on SmackDown, but maybe Raw is the best thing for him as well. So he's had his time here on SmackDown, hasn't had the luck. Now he's kind of moved himself in the main event scene. Perhaps it'll be his time. So, you know, got to remember as well, SmackDown, they got the Wyatt family coming over. So all 3 members of the Wyatt family are now here on SmackDown as well. So SmackDown's done pretty well. So I wouldn't be too disheartened if you're a SmackDown fan. I think SmackDown, I think this draft has been pretty even in my opinion. Even though Raw's got more guys, I think the star power, just getting Lesnar and Cena alone for SmackDown is huge. Losing Ryback is tough, but I think Raw could really use a Ryback right now. And so this is a big match between both of these men. I mean, if Ryback wins, he's going to be the superstar of his brand. If Batista loses, he's going to be the most hated man on SmackDown because SmackDown's going to lose their world title. But at the moment, Batista's looking pretty good. It's a pretty even match, but hang on. Wait a minute. Batista has got Ryback up. Batista bomb. Batista bomb to Ryback. Bone-shattering Batista bomb. That could be it. He's wasted a bit of time. 1, 2. Oh, Ryback kicks out at 2. Are you kidding me? How did Ryback kick out at 2? Abdominal stretch now. Will Ryback tap? Is he going to tap? He may be tapping. I don't know. We've seen the submissions quite frequently. No, Ryback counters this time. It's not going to be a submission hold to finish this one off. Ryback striking Batista. Hang on. Batista's going to hit him again. Another Batista bomb. Yes, he hits it in the middle of the ring. That surely should be it. Batista, 2, 3, retains his World Heavyweight Championship. He's done it for SmackDown. His first title defense is a successful one. So after losing to Randy Orton on Raw, Batista has come back with a vengeance. He has defeated Ryback. He sent Ryback packing without a championship belt around his waist. So what a victory for Batista. He's done it. That's a massive victory. Now Batista can look towards Extreme Rules. A new opponent for Batista. Who's it going to be? Will it be John Cena? Will it be The Undertaker? Will we see The Undertaker again? Or will... hey, maybe even Goldberg could come back for another match. I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out in the upcoming episodes of Universe Mode. But guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like. I would really appreciate that. It helps me out a lot. Make sure you follow me on Twitter as well. I need some Facebook likes as well, so all the links to that will be in the description down below. Join my forums, BrendenPlayz.com/forums, and have a great day for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next episode.